What if the one thing standing between you and the life you want is the simple act of starting? Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but right now. It's easy to get caught in the quiet war inside your mind, a battle between who you are and who you want to become. That tug of war can leave you feeling stuck, helpless, like a prisoner in your own comfort zone. You know, deep down there's more waiting for you, but something invisible holds you back. That something is hesitation. It creeps in slowly, convincing you that waiting is safer than risking failure, that staying still costs nothing. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The longer you stay frozen, the more your dreams fade. Every moment you hesitate is a moment lost forever. A silent thief stealing your potential. This struggle you feel is real, but it's also the first sign that change is possible. You aren't broken, you're just caught in the gap between wanting and doing. Imagine the weight of that hesitation lifting off your shoulders, replaced by a sense of purpose so strong it propels you forward, even when fear knocks at your door. What would it feel like to break free from that battle, to force yourself to take the first step no matter how small? The power to transform your life isn't hidden in motivation or waiting for the perfect moment. It's in the decision you make right now to act despite discomfort, to push yourself beyond the familiar. This decision rewires your mind, sparks momentum, and builds unstoppable courage. You don't need to wait for confidence to come find you. You create it by moving forward anyway. This moment right now is where the silent battle ends and your journey begins. The reward, a life shaped by your choices, not by fear or hesitation. A life where you no longer watch from the sidelines but step fully into your power. It won't be easy, and that's the truth. But every step you force yourself to take breaks the chains holding you back. It's a process, a habit you build day by day. The small actions you take now stack together to build something greater than you can imagine, a momentum that sweeps away doubt and fear, leaving only the fierce energy of progress. This is the reason to stay, because by the time this speech ends, you will no longer see forcing action as a struggle, but as the key to unlocking your fullest potential. You'll understand that the silent battle inside is simply the beginning of a new story, your story, and that every moment of hesitation you felt was preparing you to rise stronger. So don't turn away now. Lean into that feeling of discomfort. Let it remind you that you are alive, growing, becoming. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is just one choice away. Force yourself to make it. The price of standing still is more than just missed opportunities. It is the slow erosion of your own spirit. Every moment spent waiting, every excuse whispered in your mind, carves away a little more of your hope and ambition. You might not see it now, but the weight of inaction is crushing, like invisible chains tightening around your soul. These chains are forged from fear, doubt, and the false comfort of not yet. They whisper lies that hold you hostage, that you're not ready, that the timing is wrong, that failure will define you. But what they don't tell you is that staying frozen is itself a failure, one that slowly dims your light until you barely recognize the person in the mirror. The truth is simple. Standing still costs everything. It costs the dreams you once dared to dream. It costs the life you long to live. It costs the chance to become more than what you are today. And worst of all, it costs time, the one thing you can never get back. Time slips through your fingers like grains of sand, unyielding and relentless. The days you waste hesitating stack up silently until you find yourself far from where you hope to be. Regret settles in quietly like a shadow creeping over your heart, reminding you of the price you paid for waiting. But here's what many never realize: that price is optional. It's not fate or circumstance that traps you. It's your choices, starting with the choice to move, to act, to force yourself beyond the comfort zone that suffocates your potential. Your mind is wired for growth, for action, even if it feels easier to stay still. The struggle you feel is natural, but it is not permanent. Every time you force yourself to take one small step, you chip away at the chains. You break through a little more of the fear, the doubt, the excuses. It's a daily war waged in silence between your current self and the self you are becoming. What keeps this war from ending is the illusion that waiting will bring something better, a clearer sign, more motivation, an easier moment. But the harsh reality is this waiting only makes the moment harder to find. You don't have to feel ready to act. You only have to act to become ready. Action builds courage, and courage builds momentum. It rewires your brain and rewrites your story. The first forced step is the most powerful because it shatters the illusion that you are powerless. It reminds you that you are the author of your life, that you hold the pen, that the story isn't over. Each step forward is proof that fear can be faced, that hesitation can be overcome, that you can keep moving when everything inside says stop. This is where transformation begins, not in waiting, but in doing. Not in perfect conditions, but in imperfect action. The more you force yourself to move, the lighter the chains become, until one day you realize you are free. Free to pursue your dreams, free to live on your terms, free to become the person you were always meant to be. The cost of standing still is high. The cost of moving forward is nothing compared to the price you pay for waiting. Choose movement, choose growth, choose action. Force yourself to take the step, no matter how small, and watch how everything changes. The moment you decide to take action, a powerful shift begins deep inside your mind. This is where the true transformation starts, not from waiting for the perfect feeling, but from the raw decision to move forward despite discomfort. The human brain craves certainty and safety, yet it also thrives on progress and growth. When you force yourself to act, you tap into this hidden power, igniting new neural pathways that shape your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Action rewires your brain, breaking down old patterns of fear and procrastination, replacing them with new circuits of courage and confidence. Every fourth step forward becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind, growing stronger with every movement you make. You learn that motivation is not the spark that lights the fire, it is the flame that grows from consistent effort. The illusion that you must feel ready before acting only traps you in a cycle of waiting for a feeling that may never come. You don't need to feel motivated to act. You need to act to feel motivated. This reversal of thought is where the magic happens. As you move, your body and mind release chemicals that fuel enthusiasm and determination, making the next step easier, more natural. The habit of forcing action breaks the chains of doubt and hesitation, creating momentum that carries you forward when your will feels weak. It turns resistance into fuel, discomfort into a challenge, and fear into a signal that you are growing beyond your limits. This is how change becomes inevitable. Your willpower, often misunderstood as a fragile resource, is a muscle waiting to be strengthened through practice. Each time you push yourself to act despite resistance, you build endurance and resilience. You teach yourself that you can endure discomfort, overcome fear, and continue moving forward no matter the obstacles. This growth does not happen by chance or luck. It happens because you chose to force yourself to act. You learn that success is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right mood. It is about taking the imperfect step now again and again until the habit of action becomes your second nature. You will begin to see that action itself breeds confidence, not the other way around. This confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet, steady belief in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It is the trust that no matter what happens, you can take the next step and then the next until you reach your goal. This is the power of forced action. It builds an unshakable foundation beneath your dreams, one step at a time. You become unstoppable because you are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You make life happen through deliberate, persistent effort. Your future is not a distant fantasy. It is the natural result of the actions you take today. The key is simple. Do not wait to feel ready. Force yourself to move forward even when every part of you resists. This is how you break free from the chains of inaction. This is how you rewrite your story and create the life you deserve. The choice is yours. The power is within you. Take the step. Force yourself to take action now. Action is not a one-time event. It is a habit, a discipline you cultivate every day, whether you feel like it or not. This habit is the foundation of every success, every dream realized, and every transformation. When you force yourself to act consistently, you break free from the chains of procrastination and doubt. You create a momentum so strong it propels you forward even when the path is unclear. The brain craves routine, and by embedding forced action into your daily life, you build a powerful ritual that supports growth and resilience. This ritual becomes a shield against the distractions and excuses that once held you back. Each time you push through resistance, you reinforce this ritual, making it easier to act next time. It's not about giant leaps or perfect moves. It's about the small steps taken relentlessly. These small steps accumulate, shaping the trajectory of your life. The rhythm of forced action rewires your mindset. It trains your brain to seek progress instead of comfort. It replaces hesitation with certainty. It turns fear into fuel and excuses into opportunities. When action becomes a habit, the battle inside your mind quiets. Doubt loses its grip and courage grows stronger. This is not just theory, it is the biology of change. The more you act, the more your brain releases chemicals like dopamine, creating a cycle of reward and motivation that makes the next step easier. You are literally training your brain to love progress. This is why forced action is the ultimate tool for transformation. It bypasses the need to wait for perfect feelings, conditions, or moments. It teaches you to move forward regardless of how you feel. Because feelings are unreliable, fleeting, and often misleading. Waiting for motivation to strike is like waiting for a storm to pass while the storm is your life. Raging with challenges and opportunity. You take control by forcing yourself to act first, letting motivation catch up afterward. This shift in mindset is what separates those who dream from those who do. The ones who move forward despite fear, discomfort, and uncertainty are the ones who rewrite their future. Every forced action is a vote cast for the person you want to become. It is proof that your will is stronger than your excuses. It is the daily affirmation that you will not settle for less than your potential. This habit of forcing action builds a momentum that no obstacle can stop. It turns ordinary days into stepping stones for greatness. It turns hesitation into determination and failure into lessons that fuel your next move. You must understand this: the life you desire is not waiting for you somewhere in the future. It is created now, in this moment, by the actions you choose to take or refuse to take. The power to change is not found in waiting, it is found in doing. So force yourself to act today. Force yourself to push past resistance. Force yourself to build the habit that will carry you through every challenge. This is how you take control. This is how you become unstoppable. This is how you claim the life waiting for you on the other side of fear. The resistance you feel before taking action is not your enemy, it is the signal that growth is near. This tension inside is the push and pull between your current self and the future self waiting to emerge. It is uncomfortable because it forces you to leave behind old habits, fears, and excuses. Yet that discomfort is the gateway to transformation. It means you are on the edge of something new, something greater. Every ounce of resistance you overcome strengthens your will and deepens your belief in your own power. The mind tries to protect you by keeping you safe in the known, but true safety lies in mastering discomfort, not avoiding it. By forcing yourself to act, you show your mind that discomfort is not danger, it is a sign of progress. This shift rewires your brain to embrace challenge instead of shrink from it. You learn that discomfort is temporary, but the rewards of action last forever. The gap between where you are now and where you want to be will always exist, but it grows smaller with every step forward. The struggle you face is the invisible bridge to your future, built one deliberate action at a time. You are not alone in this battle. Every person who achieved greatness felt this resistance. What separated them was the refusal to be paralyzed by it. They forced themselves to act despite fear, fatigue, and doubt. This is the secret weapon that transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. Your mind will try to convince you that you need more time, more information, more energy. These are just tactics to keep you stuck. The truth is, the moment you take action, you gain everything you need to keep going. Action creates clarity, it sharpens your focus, it dissolves confusion. When you act, you gather real information, real feedback, and real results. This is how momentum is built, through real movement, not endless planning or waiting. Your potential is infinite, but only if you refuse to let hesitation limit you. The power to change your life lies in your ability to take imperfect steps forward, consistently and relentlessly. Every forced action is a declaration that your dreams matter more than your fears. It is a testament to your courage and commitment. The habit of forcing action rewires your brain to hunger for progress instead of comfort, for challenge instead of ease. This hunger fuels a cycle of growth that feeds on itself, making you stronger with each step. The life you want is not a prize reserved for the lucky few. It is the natural outcome of persistent effort. The question is not if you can do it, but if you will. Will you choose comfort or courage? Will you choose waiting or action? Will you let fear win, or will you force yourself to rise above it? This is the moment that defines you not by who you were, but by who you decide to become. Force yourself to take that step now. Embrace the discomfort. Trust in the process. Believe in your unstoppable power to transform your life, one action at a time. The challenge of forcing yourself to act is not in the doing itself. It is in overcoming the invisible barriers within your mind that scream for comfort and safety. These barriers are built from years of conditioning, fear, and self-doubt. They whisper lies that you are not strong enough, not capable enough, or not deserving of success. Yet the truth is the exact opposite. You are far stronger than you realize, more capable than you believe, and absolutely deserving of the life you dream of. The struggle you face is a test not of your ability, but of your commitment. The commitment to yourself, to your future, and to the relentless pursuit of growth. This commitment becomes a promise you make in silence, a vow that no obstacle will deter you, no fear will paralyze you, and no hesitation will define you. When you force yourself to act, you step into your power. You reclaim control over your life and your destiny. The mind fears change because it threatens the familiar, but forced action rewrites this fear. It teaches your mind that change is not only possible but necessary and rewarding. This process rewires your brain, turning resistance into resilience, doubt into determination, and hesitation into habit. The more you act despite fear, the more your confidence grows, not from external validation, but from internal proof. You learn that you can face discomfort and still thrive. You learn that failure is not an endpoint, but a lesson guiding you closer to your goals. This mindset shift is the foundation of true transformation. The power to change is already inside you. It has been there all along, waiting for you to awaken it with action. Every forced step forward is a declaration that you refuse to be a prisoner of your fears and limitations. It is a bold statement that your dreams are worth the struggle, the sweat, and the discomfort. The life you want is not a distant fantasy. It is the inevitable result of the consistent actions you choose to take today. You do not need permission to start. You do not need a sign or the perfect moment. You need only to decide to force yourself to move forward, one step at a time. This decision ignites a chain reaction within your mind and body. It breaks the cycle of procrastination and despair. It creates momentum that carries you through even the darkest moments. The habit of forced action builds a fortress of willpower, resilience, and courage around your dreams. It is the unshakable foundation upon which every success is built. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one forced step. Each step you take chips away at the walls of doubt and fear, revealing the limitless potential within. You are capable of more than you imagine. The only thing standing between you and the life you deserve is the decision to act. So, force yourself. Take that step. Push past the resistance. Embrace the discomfort. This is how transformation happens. This is how greatness is born. You hold within you a force far greater than any challenge you face, a power that cannot be measured by circumstances or setbacks. It is the power to choose, the power to decide, and above all, the power to act. This power is your birthright, waiting to be unleashed through the simple yet profound act of forcing yourself to move forward. When you take action, you break the spell of passivity and hesitation that keeps you trapped in a cycle of frustration and regret. Action is the antidote to fear. It dissolves doubt, shatters limiting beliefs, and awakens the giant within you that longs for growth, achievement, and freedom. The mind is designed to protect you, often by convincing you to stay in your comfort zone. But comfort zones are prisons disguised as safety. They restrict your potential and diminish your spirit. Forcing action is the key that unlocks these prison walls. It teaches your mind that discomfort is not danger, but the gateway to transformation. You train yourself to tolerate uncertainty, to welcome challenge, and to persist when the path seems impossible. This training rewires your brain to crave growth instead of comfort, progress instead of stagnation. The habits you build through forced action become the foundation of your new identity, a person who moves forward despite fear, who persists when others quit, who embraces discomfort as the cost of greatness. Every forced action is a declaration of your commitment to yourself. It is a statement that you will not be controlled by hesitation or the voice of doubt. This commitment ignites a fire inside you that no obstacle can extinguish. It fuels your resilience, sharpens your focus, and deepens your belief in your ability to succeed. You begin to realize that the only limits that exist are the ones you accept. When you refuse to accept them, those limits crumble. The life you desire is not some distant dream reserved for a lucky few. It is the natural result of the consistent choices you make to act, to persist, and to grow. Each step forward is a vote cast for the future you want to create. It is proof that your will is stronger than your excuses, that your vision is greater than your fears. Action transforms uncertainty into clarity. It converts confusion into direction. It turns the impossible into the inevitable. You no longer wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You generate your own momentum by simply moving. This momentum becomes a force beyond your control, carrying you forward through every challenge. Your courage grows with each step, your confidence expands, and your resilience becomes unbreakable. The power to change your life is always within reach, waiting for you to grasp it through action. So do not hesitate. Do not wait for the perfect moment or the right feeling. Force yourself to act now. Let the discomfort remind you that you are alive, growing, and transforming. This is your moment to claim your power, to break free from fear, and to step boldly into the life you were meant to live. The path is yours to create. Take that step, take the next. Keep moving. This is how you become unstoppable. The truth is, waiting for the perfect moment will keep you stuck forever. Perfection is an illusion that breeds hesitation and kills momentum. The only way to move forward is to accept imperfection as part of the process. Action does not require flawless conditions or complete certainty. It requires willingness to begin, to stumble, and to learn as you go. This willingness is the spark that lights the fire of transformation. When you force yourself to act, you refuse to let fear dictate your future. Fear wants you to pause, to doubt, and to stay small. But you have the power to override that voice. You have the strength to push through resistance, to break free from the chains of procrastination, and to build unstoppable momentum. Every action, no matter how small, is a victory over the voice that says, "Not yet," or "I'm not ready." Each step forward weakens the grip of fear and strengthens your resolve. The mind craves movement. It craves progress. When you act, you create neurological pathways that reinforce confidence and motivation. Your brain learns to associate effort with reward. This rewiring is essential. It transforms the act of pushing yourself into a source of joy and strength rather than struggle and anxiety. This transformation is not instantaneous. It is a gradual process built on consistency. Day after day, moment after moment, the habit of forced action carves a new identity within you, the identity of a doer. A warrior, a relentless creator of your destiny. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance or mood. Instead, you become the master of your choices, the captain of your soul. The greatest barrier to change is often the belief that you cannot start where you are with what you have. But this is a lie. You have everything you need right now to take the first step. You do not need permission from the world or approval from others. You need only to decide with absolute conviction to act despite uncertainty. Action is a catalyst that creates clarity. It reveals opportunities hidden behind doubt. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. Waiting for clarity before acting is waiting for a sign that will never come. The sign is in the action itself. This is the power you must harness, the power to create your own momentum through deliberate, persistent effort. Every forced action is a declaration of your commitment to growth. It is proof that you value your dreams more than your fears. When you force yourself to move forward, you unlock a wellspring of courage and determination within you. This wellspring sustains you through setbacks, disappointments, and moments of exhaustion. It is the foundation upon which you build resilience and success. The life you desire is within reach, but only if you reach for it with action. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Force yourself to act now. This is the path to transformation, to greatness, and to the unstoppable future waiting for you. Something went wrong while generating the response. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at help.openeye.com. Your mind will resist because it fears change, but you must understand that resistance is a sign of growth. It is the tension between who you are now and who you want to become. This tension is uncomfortable but necessary. It means you are breaking free from old patterns and forging a new path. Every time you force yourself to act despite resistance, you expand the boundaries of your comfort zone. You teach your brain to embrace discomfort as a signal of progress, not a warning to retreat. This shift in perception is critical because growth never happens inside comfort. It happens when you lean into challenge, when you take action while your body and mind scream for rest, when you keep moving even though fear whispers for you to stop. This is where courage is born, precisely in the act of choosing to move forward when every instinct says otherwise. You are stronger than you realize. The power to overcome procrastination and doubt lies within your decision to act. Your will is not fixed. It grows stronger each time you practice discipline. Like a muscle, your resolve becomes more powerful with consistent use. When you force yourself to act, you build this muscle, making it easier to choose action over inaction in the future. This cycle creates momentum that propels you forward even when motivation fades. Motivation is fleeting and unreliable. Discipline is the steady engine that keeps you moving toward your goals. This discipline is the gift you give yourself, the foundation of lasting change. Each forced action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. It is a declaration that your dreams are more important than your excuses. You begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as essential feedback guiding your growth. This mindset frees you from the paralysis of perfectionism and fear of failure. You become a relentless creator, driven not by comfort, but by vision. Your vision becomes a compass that guides every step. When you focus on what you want to build rather than what you want to avoid, your energy aligns with progress. This alignment makes forced action feel less like a burden and more like a natural expression of your purpose. You realize that waiting for the perfect moment is surrendering your power. The perfect moment will never arrive because life is inherently uncertain. The only certainty is now this moment, this breath, this decision. Choosing to act now rewires your brain for confidence and resilience. It creates positive neural pathways that reinforce your ability to overcome future obstacles. This is the invisible but unstoppable force that turns dreams into reality. You don't need to feel ready. Readiness is a product of action, not a prerequisite. Taking the first step activates your potential and sets your transformation in motion. So stand firm. Embrace the discomfort. Force yourself to act because every step forward breaks the chains of limitation and brings you closer to the life you deserve. This is the power of action, the power to change everything. Action is the only antidote to fear and doubt. When you wait for fear to disappear, you give it power over your life. You make your future dependent on feelings that are fleeting and unreliable. But when you force yourself to act despite fear, you reclaim control. You prove to yourself that your courage is stronger than your anxiety. This act of defiance transforms fear from an obstacle into fuel. Fear no longer paralyzes you. It energizes you. It sharpens your focus and ignites your determination. Every time you push past hesitation, you build an unbreakable trust in your ability to face challenges head on. This trust is essential because doubt will always try to return. Your mind is wired to protect you by avoiding risk, but protection is often disguised for limitation. You must rewire your mind by proving that action, not avoidance, is your true source of safety and strength. Each step you take rewires your brain's neural pathways, strengthening the circuits of confidence and resilience. This rewiring doesn't happen overnight. It happens moment by moment, choice by choice. The more you act, the easier it becomes to act again. This is the cycle of momentum that transforms dreams into reality. You don't have to feel ready or confident to start. You become ready and confident by starting. Waiting for perfect conditions is surrendering your power to circumstances beyond your control. Instead, take action with what you have where you are right now. This is the moment where your destiny begins to shift. Action generates clarity. When you act, you learn what works and what doesn't. You gain insight that no amount of planning or thinking can provide. This insight sharpens your decisions and guides your next moves. Action removes the fog of uncertainty and replaces it with direction and purpose. It turns the unknown into the known, the intangible into the tangible. The journey toward your goals is built on these small steps, each one a victory over doubt, fear, and inertia. This is how you reclaim control over your life. This is how you create a future shaped by your intentions and efforts. The life you want is not a distant dream reserved for others. It is the natural outcome of persistent action. The choice to force yourself to act every day is the difference between those who merely wish and those who achieve. Action is the language of commitment. It communicates to your subconscious mind that you are serious about change. This communication is vital because your subconscious controls much of your behavior. When your actions align with your goals, your subconscious supports you with increased motivation and focus. When your actions are inconsistent, your subconscious reinforces doubt and distraction. This is why forced action is so powerful. It aligns your conscious intent with your subconscious drive. This alignment creates unstoppable momentum. The resistance you feel is temporary. The results you create can last a lifetime. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to act now. Embrace discomfort. Trust the process. Force yourself to take that step. Keep moving forward. This is your path to greatness. Every moment you hesitate is a moment lost to possibility. The weight of indecision is heavier than the discomfort of action. You carry the burden of what if until you break free by simply choosing to move. Action cuts through the noise of doubt and fear like a blade, carving a clear path forward. It demands presence of focus on what you can do now, not what might happen later. This presence is a powerful weapon against the chaos of overthinking. When you act, you silence the internal critics and the paralyzing questions that trap you in place. Your mind stops spinning in circles and begins to build. Every fourth step you take is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. You are not waiting for inspiration. You are becoming the source of your own inspiration. This is a crucial shift. Motivation no longer depends on external circumstances, but emerges from your inner drive, fueled by repeated, deliberate action. Action creates identity. When you force yourself to do what must be done, you start to see yourself as someone who gets things done, someone who is committed, disciplined, and capable. This new identity strengthens your belief in what is possible, making future action easier and more natural. Doubt loses its grip when confronted with consistent effort. The energy you invest today compounds into confidence tomorrow. Action transforms vague intentions into concrete habits. These habits become the invisible architecture supporting your success. They shape your character and determine your destiny. Nothing changes until you do. This is why forcing yourself to take that first step is so important. It breaks the spell of inertia. It shifts your brain from passivity to activity. It signals that you are serious about growth and willing to do the work. Without this signal, your dreams remain just dreams, beautiful but unreachable. Action is the antidote to fear because it proves to yourself that fear does not control you. It turns fear into fuel, anxiety into energy. This transformation is powerful because it rewires your emotional responses. Instead of shrinking from discomfort, you learn to lean into it, to use it as a sign that you are growing beyond your old limits. This is how courage is built, not by the absence of fear, but by the presence of action despite it. When you force yourself to act, you step into a new reality where possibilities expand and limitations shrink. This reality is yours to create with every choice to move forward. The life you envision is waiting beyond the barrier of hesitation. It is not reserved for the lucky or the chosen, but for those who choose action over delay, courage over comfort, growth over stagnation. You hold the power to change your life right now. The only question is whether you will claim it or let it slip away into another day of waiting. Your future is not shaped by your intentions alone, but by the actions you take today. Choose to act, choose to move, choose to transform. The time is now. The force that drives transformation begins the moment you decide to move beyond comfort. Comfort is a cage disguised as safety. It whispers lies that keeping things as they are will protect you from pain, failure, and disappointment. But comfort is the greatest thief of dreams. It steals time, energy, and potential while convincing you to settle for less than you deserve. The only way to escape this trap is to act, to force yourself out of complacency, to push through resistance when every fiber of your being screams to stay still. This resistance is not your enemy. It is the sign that you are stepping into growth. It signals that you are confronting old fears and breaking through barriers built by years of hesitation. When you force yourself to take action, you confront discomfort head-on and prove that you are stronger than it. This proof rewires your identity. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and begin to see yourself as the creator of your life. Every step forward, no matter how small, chips away at the walls of limitation. It reveals a new version of you, resilient, determined, capable. The paradox is that action creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation. Waiting for motivation before acting is like waiting for a storm to calm before setting sail. The storm is the momentum itself. It carries you forward. It pushes you through doubt and fear toward new possibilities. Your mind craves movement because movement signals life and progress. The longer you wait, the heavier inertia becomes and the harder it is to start. But once you break inertia with decisive action, the energy shifts. You become a force that cannot be stopped. This force is not about reckless speed. It is about steady, relentless progress. It is about showing up every day, doing the work, and refusing to quit. This consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Action aligns your thoughts, emotions, and energy. It sharpens your focus and clarifies your purpose. Without action, your dreams remain scattered and weak. With action, they become laser-focused targets that guide every decision. You become a magnet for opportunities that match your commitment. The universe responds to movement. It rewards those who show up with courage and dedication. When you force yourself to act, you ignite a chain reaction. Confidence grows with each success, no matter how small. Fear loses power as it is confronted repeatedly. Doubt fades into the background because your results speak louder than your inner critics. This transformation is not about waiting for perfect conditions or feeling ready. It is about choosing courage over comfort, progress over procrastination, and growth over stagnation. The pain of discipline is temporary, The regret of inaction lasts forever. You are capable of more than you realize, but capability means nothing without action. Your potential is unlocked the moment you decide to move. Every choice to act is a declaration of your worth and your will to create the life you desire. This moment, right now, holds the power to change everything. Choose action. Choose progress. Choose the life waiting beyond your hesitation. The true power of action lies in its ability to redefine your relationship with fear. Fear is not a signal to stop, it is a signal to move forward with clarity and courage. When you force yourself to act despite fear, you disarm its control over your mind and body. Fear shrinks when met with resolve. It loses its authority when you step into discomfort intentionally, repeatedly. This is the alchemy of courage, transforming fear into fuel for progress. You become unstoppable because your commitment is stronger than your anxiety. Action rewires your brain, creating new neural pathways that support confidence and resilience. With every choice to push past hesitation, your brain learns that discomfort is temporary and growth is possible. This rewiring shifts your entire mindset. You no longer see obstacles as threats, but as challenges to conquer. You no longer wait for permission or perfect timing because you understand that mastery is forged in the forge of consistent effort. The energy of action is magnetic. It draws opportunities, people, and resources toward you. When you show up with determination, the world responds with possibilities that were invisible from the sidelines. This is not luck. It is the natural law of momentum and motion. The more you act, the more the universe aligns with your purpose. Your inner narrative changes from I can't to I will. This subtle shift is powerful because it fuels further action. Motivation is no longer a fleeting feeling, but a state of being rooted in your identity as a doer. The longer you wait, the more distant your dreams become. Time passes relentlessly, indifferent to your hesitation. The cost of inaction grows with every moment you delay. This cost is paid in missed chances, fading hope, and growing regret. But the cost of action is only temporary discomfort. It is the discomfort of stretching beyond familiar boundaries, the effort of starting before you feel ready, the uncertainty of facing the unknown. This discomfort is the price of transformation, the toll you pay to become more than you are today. When you accept this price, you claim your power. You take ownership of your life and your future. No one else can do this for you. No external force can replace the power of your own decision to act. This is your moment of choice, the crossroads, where fear meets courage, hesitation meets resolve, and dreams meet reality. Your choice to act is a declaration that you are done waiting, done doubting, and ready to create. Each action, no matter how small, is a victory over the voices that tell you to quit. It is a step toward the freedom that comes from knowing you control your destiny. The path forward is clear and simple. Move now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect feeling. The perfect moment is this moment. The perfect plan is the one you create by doing. The perfect feeling comes through courage, generated by action. Your future self will thank you for every choice you make today to rise above fear and hesitation. This is your power. This is your gift. Use it. Action is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. It is the force that propels you beyond your current limits and into a future shaped by your own hands. Every moment you hesitate, you reinforce the barriers holding you back. Every moment you choose to move forward, you chip away at those barriers, exposing the endless possibilities waiting beyond. This is the secret. Your life will only change when your actions change. Thought alone is powerless. Desire alone is powerless. Only action has the power to rewrite your story. It ignites the process of transformation by engaging your mind, body, and spirit in purposeful movement. When you take action, you claim your role as the author of your own life. You step out of the role of a passive observer and become an active creator. This shift in identity is profound. It changes how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. Your brain begins to align with this new reality. You start thinking like someone who acts, someone who doesn't wait for external permission, someone who takes control. This mental alignment creates a powerful feedback loop. Action breeds confidence. Confidence breeds more action. And more action creates lasting change. It is a cycle that rewires your habits and builds momentum toward your goals. Resistance and fear will always try to pull you back. But with each step forward, their grip weakens. You develop a resilience born from experience and knowing that you can overcome obstacles because you have done it before. This resilience is a muscle strengthened only by consistent effort. The journey of transformation is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about showing up every day, pushing through discomfort and choosing growth over stagnation. Progress creates hope. Hope fuels persistence. Persistence guarantees results. This is the rhythm of change. It requires discipline, courage, and relentless commitment. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the weight of the unknown threatens to paralyze you. In those moments, remember that action is your greatest weapon. It cuts through uncertainty like a blade. It forces clarity from chaos. It turns dreams into plans, plans into steps, and steps into achievements. The moment you decide to act is the moment you reclaim your power. You reclaim your freedom to create, to grow, and to live fully. No one can take this power from you unless you surrender it through an action. Your past does not define you. Your circumstances do not control you. Your fears do not own you. You own your choices. Every choice to act is a declaration of your strength, your vision, and your will to succeed. Do not wait for the perfect conditions or the perfect feeling. They do not exist. The perfect time is now. The perfect moment is this one. The perfect action is the one you take despite doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Step forward. Break through the barriers. Embrace the discomfort. The life you want is on the other side of action. Claim it. Live it. Be it. The power to change your life is in your hands, waiting to be unleashed by the choice to act. Every delay, every excuse, and every moment of hesitation only pushes your dreams further out of reach. Your potential does not shrink because of fear. It waits patiently, ready to grow as soon as you step forward. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is the willingness to push beyond comfort, to force action when motivation fades. Motivation is fleeting, but action is steady. When you learn to move regardless of how you feel, you build a foundation no storm can shake. This is the essence of discipline, acting even when you don't want to, moving forward even when the path is unclear. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a gift you give yourself. It creates a momentum so strong that it overpowers doubt and weakness. Imagine the feeling of waking up every day with a clear purpose, a commitment that propels you past obstacles and distractions. This feeling is not a fantasy. It is achievable when you force yourself to take action. The process transforms your mind. It rewires your beliefs and reshapes your identity. You begin to see yourself as capable, resilient, and unstoppable. This self-image becomes your anchor during difficult times. You no longer see failure as defeat, but as feedback, a necessary step in the journey toward success. When you act, you generate energy and confidence that spread into every area of your life. You attract new opportunities because action creates visibility. It moves you into spaces where growth is possible. Inaction keeps you hidden, trapped in a cycle of wishing and waiting. But action puts you in motion. It builds skills, sharpens focus, and strengthens willpower. This is how ordinary people do extraordinary things, one small, consistent step after another. The key is to start now, regardless of how ready you feel. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. It is an illusion that keeps you paralyzed in place. The perfect time to start is always now. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. The goal is to take one step, then the next, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect. Each action is a victory, a declaration that you refuse to let fear or doubt control your destiny. This mindset shifts everything. You become the driver of your life, not a passenger. You gain control over your future, not by wishing or hoping, but by doing. This power is yours every day, every hour, every minute. It requires no special permission, no external validation. It only requires your decision to move forward. When you commit to action, you build a new story. One where you are the hero, the creator, the unstoppable force moving steadily toward your dreams. This story is written with every choice you make to act, to persist, and to grow. No matter the obstacles, no matter the setbacks, your action will carry you through. It is the greatest expression of your courage and your commitment to yourself. Choose action today. Choose growth. Choose to become the person you were always meant to be.